Hey, I'm Robyn Openshaw. I am the green smoothie girl online for 18 years now. And I went on a tour all over the world studying non-toxic cancer treatment. I didn't have cancer, but I watched my grandmother and my uncle be diagnosed with cancer. And one chose chemotherapy, radiation, surgery, and the other one chose none of that. And she juiced vegetables, and she went to a special clinic dealing with her whole body because she knew that it was her failing immune system. So I was curious. 20 years later, my grandmother lived, my uncle who chose the chemo and radiation died. I was curious and I went on a research tour and I was going to write a book. And I didn't write the book because not very many of those clinics I would send anyone to. But I did find Swissmountainclinic, and it was beautiful, and it creates beautiful, gives you beautiful food, and you're up in the Swiss Alps, and the doctors are very experienced, and I have been coming here 11 times now. And this time I brought 43 people. And this is the lovely Dr. Friderike Wiechel, and her parents are the owners of the clinic for
12 years now, yeah.
12
Maybe
years.
a little more. Mm-hmm.
And before that, your mother trained under the very famous Dr. Thomas Rau.
Yes.
I actually came to Europe to see Dr. Thomas Rau, and he left. So I met Petra and Ulf. But Friderike looks 25, but she is 38. So this is what we're all coming for. Whatever she's drinking, we want some.
Exactly.
So tell us why you chose to stay in the Alps. You could have gone and done anything. You're a medical doctor yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you passionate like your mother is about treating the whole person?
Because I grew up with my mother, right? I grew up with a mother who always asked herself questions, who wanted to know or wanted to get to know the answers for deeper questions. She wanted to understand life in total. And so when I went to medical school, I went to medical school because I wanted to be a doctor and not just a naturopath, right? Which is also where we come in here in Europe. I don't know in the US, but I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to know what to do in case of any urgency, and knowing about radiotherapy, chemotherapy, what you knew, what you mentioned at the very first beginning. Because these people come to this place now. They come because they are disappointed. And I grew up with a mother who, she started very little just with iridology, a little bit of homeopathy, and then it becomes bigger and bigger, and she became this holistic point of view that it's not only diet, it's not all about nutrition, that's a diet, about detox. Now we know, hey, there are also parasites, pathogens. This is new. When you go to a normal doctor, you would say, humans, they don't have pathogens. Maybe a specific virus can be, but not larger worms or flukes. This doesn't exist in animals, maybe. But there's also the spiritual point of view. And this is even larger, which I find. And so that's our daily work here. We look, what is the message of each disease and every single symptom of the individual, which is sitting in front of us. And I have seen my mother growing. And for me, it was just clear. I was disappointed by the normal medicine. But I have to say, I knew I had to do it, and I did it. But even during my studies, I went to courses with my mother. I was always eating very healthy. That's why maybe I look like I do. I always did sports, which is very important, but not, aggressively, not like, I have to. No, it needs to be light, Life is great. Life should be easy. You understand what I mean? If you do everything like this and you want to have the control about everything, that's when disease starts, because there is so much more what we do not know, and we need to take it a little bit more lighter. You understand what I mean?
You did. Yeah. Do you feel like people come here stressed out?
Oh, very often. And people come here and they believe this is the place, and in 1 week I want to get healed, I will be better. And then sometimes they go down into a deep valley and they are disappointed, and we just explain them, hey, that's regulation. It doesn't mean that it always goes up, okay? And what we do here is that we look, why does this specific human being does not regulate anymore? Because what my mother always taught me and teaches all the patients all over the world is, hey, your body is never ever doing a mistake. Every little symptom, every little allergy, every severe disease has a meaning and is necessary for your body to keep the balance or to get rid of something.
So give me a for instance. If I wake up and I'm tired, is that my body telling me it's time for you to slow down? Today is a day you find a way to take rest, even if you cancel something?
Exactly. And this is very, very important. Good that you mentioned this, because and then it comes. If you don't listen to this inner voice telling you, hey, please sleep a little longer today, what happens? You say, no, today on my schedule is I have to run because I know exercise is good for me, you know? But then you do exactly what you shouldn't do because you get even more exhausted afterwards. And if today you are not in a good mood and you feel, hey, I better recharge my batteries, then you work against yourself. So our job is also training people to listen to this inner voice. But unfortunately, your parents didn't taught you. In school, you will not learn, huh? So they have to restart learning all this, or the most important message maybe of the universe. Listen to yourself.
I've been here for a week and a half now. This is my 11th time here. And since I haven't been here since before COVID, because we had a retreat planned in 2020 and everyone canceled, that must have been fun for you guys. And you have invested in so many new things that I'm still, every day I'm learning new things that you have. What do you think are some of the most important things that Swiss Mountain Clinic has that other clinics don't? I know you're very proud of the in-use pheresis. I'm doing it today. I thought about it. I've asked a lot of questions. I'm sure I've made it all the doctors here crazy asking my questions. I've seen the bags of the garbage that they filtered out of your blood. That is a very powerful visual. Most of the, so like imagine a whole IV bag full of solvents, sometimes heavy metals, pesticides, herbicides that you get to throw away that used to be in your body.
It is.
And people are flocking here for this treatment, yes?
Exactly.
You didn't have it 5 years ago.
No, we didn't have it 5 years ago. And I think that is very special because my mother is a person who always wants to know the newest things and always wants to integrate the newest knowledge, okay? And you know in medicine how it wants, especially in our days, there are new machines for everything, huh? New supplements for everything. So we always try to be, how do you say, on top of the...
Cutting edge.
Cutting edge, exactly. But I think what makes us more special is not only this, it's more that we look at you, you know, because there are also biological doctors who just do their job, you know, who are so focused into studies and the latest things and stuff like this, but they forget that there is a human, a spiritual being made by God. And I think this is something very special. And Inus is good, but not for everyone, okay?
Is this the thing that filters
the
out
blood wash, exactly. It's like a sponge. It's no. Well, like people who are so sensitive, maybe they are so where you first need to look. Okay, why do they do not regulate anymore? You first need to give them a little bit of energy. You need to look, and this is another part, which is what is new. You said yes, new ways for detoxification, definitely. But also frequency. frequency medicine, like the solfeggio, Y frequency, Schumann frequency, whatever, Tesla, all this is not new, hundreds of years, but new in our clinic, I would say also. And we have great frequency machines to treat parasite, to to make the balance in your body again. You understand? You know what I mean?
Kill the parasites.
Yes, but also
technologies to kill the parasites, because there's a lot of theory that behind cancer and many other illnesses is parasite overgrowth.
Also, because the parasites, they love to go on the different organs or places in your body where you are weak. And that is when, then disease can start, inflammatory processes go on and so on. But also frequency with machines, yes, has a certain effect, but we can do it also with our hands. And that's what I did the last 2 years. I trained myself in our surgery, which is just working in the energy field. And this is something very particular, and where I also see patients coming here who don't want these aggressive treatments anymore. Yeah. And they ask for softer ways. Not everybody can do it. I mean, it only works if you go in resonancy with this way of healing. But now people with a crisis also, they woke up. They know about past lives. They know about deeper messages. They know about karma. And they say, hey, no, I know deep inside of me, this is something very old and I want to get rid of it. Okay? And so that is what makes this place special. We have the newest and best technologies, yes, but we have also very simple ways, and that is what I prefer. I prefer working with my hands. I prefer teaching patients, listen, it's so important what you eat. Open your fridge and throw away all this shit. Sorry if I say.
And that is what I did not see at all these other clinics, and that is why I did not write the book. Mm-hmm. Because I saw how foundational nutrition was for my grandmother. She juiced so much she turned orange. And I'm not saying you have to juice so much that you turned orange, but she did. And so to come to many of these clinics, I would say, but they're staying at a hotel offsite. They have to drive in. They're exhausted. These are many times people with cancer, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease. Then they sit in one waiting room after another, and they have procedures, and they think the medicine is the needle in their arm.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And then I come here and I feel like Petra, and she has also trained you up in the same knowledge, understands that food is foundational to it. And so people can't come here, like you said, they come here for a week or they come here for 3 weeks, and they think you'll magically fix them after 50 years of toxic exposures. But they also should go home with an education. This is how you eat to support your body. And they played it beautifully. There's been flowers on my plate, edible flowers on my plate, every single meal for the last week and a half. And they grow their herbs and their flowers. I'm telling you, there's nothing like it in the world. And I know this because I've been on many continents studying what they do. And so I hope you never let Swiss Mountain Clinic fall below the standards that it is at, because your mother knows that you can't ignore food. It's easy to ignore food because it's annoying to run a restaurant.
I know.
It's an incredible amount of work. If all she did was have to take responsibility for that restaurant, that would be a full-time job.
Definitely. And that's also why I'm very happy that we have a young chef now. I think she's in her 20s. But
I was worried about that, and she's better than your last chef.
And she wants to know. She did the kitchen shows with me, Doctor's Kitchen Talk, where I talked about the healing of food and the plate we cooked, and she just cooked, and it's her passion since she is a child because her grandmother had a restaurant. And she loves to work with this seasonal primary material, you know what I mean? And I love to work with her and to develop new projects with the kitchen for our patients. And in the future also we would like to make cooking classes, with patients. Now the clinic, it's small. It's not, we are not a big clinic and we do not have so much space. But for the future, this is a plan. And for now, we just make our consultations where we talk and we introduce patients. And I think it's very simple. But you have to know the simple things, which is sometimes not so easy in this world full of supermarkets.
Everyone wants to ignore. They want to skip over the simple things.
I know.
They want to skip over the diet. And so I love that Petra doesn't let them off the hook on that. And you will eat a beautiful diet here. And on Saturday night is a gala dinner. And I always have to tell Americans, slow down. You might wait in between courses. You might have your salad and you might chit chat with everyone for 10 minutes before your soup comes. So just settle in because you're here in Europe and your dinner might take 3 hours. And maybe you don't have to wolf your food down for the first time in your life.
Exactly. That's nice.
It's really nice. So please, please don't let this amazing gift fall into obscurity because it's on the rise. It's come so far in the 13 years.
Yeah, but we will not. That is, I know I'm here at the right place. My children are here, so I look for the future too.
You have 2 little boys.
I have 2 little boys, and honestly, I don't want to live somewhere else on earth. I feel so protected here. Patients feel so protected by the surroundings of the mountains. And we know that we have in these days a mission. And I think this mission now is the right time for us. And I hope that this mission also every patient carries home, and that others maybe at home create the little Swiss mountain clinics. That would be our goal for life, and to teach patients and also therapists, doctors, for a bigger medicine.
Colon hydrotherapy, immunospheresis.
Yeah.
You can get your blood ozonated.
Ozone therapy.
On contact. What else? What's 2 or 3 more that you would say before we wrap up?
Well, you like it too. You do it in your everyday life. The cold chamber, right? We have hypothermia, the contrary, where we heat up the body. We create fever, which is very, very important. The frequency machines we have for diagnostics, but also to treat afterwards. All the great laboratories we work with. I believe also that your health doesn't depend on the laboratory value, but sometimes it helps to find to create a way for the patient when you don't know where to go. But that's it. And patients and also our staff comes from all over the world. So many cultures are here in Switzerland, in Swissmountainclinic. And that is also nice because everybody is welcomed.
Yeah, everybody sits together at dinner. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for your work, Dr. Friderike.
You're welcome.